boy Richie Sky here, and today we're going to be talking about everything that has to do with Jussie Smollett. We're going to discuss the reason why he did what he did. We finally have a motive, and you guys are not going to believe this. It's crazy. But first, I want you guys to subscribe to the channel down below. I'm trying to get to, millions and millions of subscribers, so y'all make sure y'all do that. And in case you don't know, you can catch me on CW and Fox on weekdays, on Daily Flash. Check your local listings for that. All right, let's get down to it. So, can we talk about the reason why Jussie said that he committed this incident, or at least what the police are reporting from their live feed from earlier today? They are saying that this man was dissatisfied with his salary. First of all, you know how many Americans are dissatisfied with their salary? Do you know? Do you? Because if you did, you would realize that the salary that you're probably making from Empire is way more than what any of these average Americans are making out here, what the general population is making. So, should we all pull PR stunts like this? I mean, listen, help me understand. Help me understand. Please help me understand. So, apparently, he first attempted to gain attention by sending a false letter that relied on racial and homophobic and political language. Alright? When that didn't work, he paid $3,500 to stage this attack and drag Chicago's reputation through the mud in the process. Why? Because he was dissatisfied with his salary. So he concocted a story about being attacked. Listen, when this first happened, I think we all jumped on the Jussie train, because why would somebody lie about being attacked? Why would somebody, do so much work to gain public sympathy just to get a raise? And it couldn't have been worth more than a couple of $1,000. You just lost that $1,000 by paying these men to do your dirty work. So I don't understand. The other thing is, now you have gotten all these people to support you. You know what I'm saying? You got Lee Daniels posting your busted up and bruised face. You got Taraji, singing your praises and offering support. You got Nancy Pelosi, okay? You got Nancy Pelosi tweeting in your defense. You got Senator Cory Booker tweeting in your defense. You got people who are around this country who are supporting you, not only because, one, you black, not only because, two, you're part of the LGBT community. Number three, this was supposedly some type of hate crime. Number four, it was MAGA related, so none of us really wanted anything to do with that. And number five, bruh, you were kind of like America's gay sweetheart. You know what I'm saying? Okay, think about it like this. What I'm saying is, guys, he had the whole kind of innocent sort of situation going, at least in terms of his public persona thus far, because of the character that he plays on Empire. Now, I do not know this man personally. I know people that know him personally, and I've heard nothing but good things about him. So, when this all happened, I think all of us were surprised, how could this happen to somebody like him? How could this happen in this particular neighborhood in Chicago where it's supposed to be safe for the LGBT community? So I don't understand. I think many of us were left how could they do this to America's gay sweetheart? I'm serious. That's what he was. If you really think about it, he had the opportunity and the possibility and the potential to do so much. And from what I understand, he was doing a lot of work in terms of his activism. So for me, now that you have pulled this stunt, I feel you just negated all that work that you've been doing and all the work that you could potentially have done in the future. You just was it worth it? I don't understand. You wanted a salary increase. Somebody help me understand this. Somebody help me understand. Somebody help me understand. I want a salary increase. But what am I gonna do? You know what I'm saying? I think everybody wants a salary increase. It doesn't matter how much you're being paid. Everybody wants more. We do. But we as normal human beings do not go about it this way. And to me, this is on some type of, like, people talk about what the Kardashians do. People can say all that they want. But let me tell you, so many things about this whole operation look fishy from the start. Number one, why would you go on to GMA so soon after this attack? Because at the end of the day, for me, if you look back, speaking of Kardashians, like, let's do a comparison, okay? If you look back, Kim Kardashian, she went into hiding after she was robbed, okay? As well she should. I think those types of things make you think twice about how you move. You know what I'm saying? And for somebody like her, I think it really sunk in, and it said to her, yo, I need to do something different, but first I need to get myself together. You know what I'm saying? Because after you go through something traumatic like that, particularly I think if you're a public figure, when you want to, like, yo, let me just lay low for a while. Like, I gotta get my mind right. I gotta get myself together. The first thing that you don't do is hop on a plane and go fly out to LA to do a concert and then call yourself the gay Tupac. I don't understand, because at the end of the day, Tupac is not alive. So I don't understand how you the gay Tupac. If Tupac is alive, as some people believe, then, you know, he's not anywhere to be seen. So he currently not working. Okay, so was that your frame of reference? I'm trying to understand, bro. Like, I'm trying to understand exactly what you were thinking when you did this, when you pulled this stunt, because it doesn't make sense to me, and nothing that I can think. Even this whole salary thing doesn't make sense to me. Like, how much were you thinking that you were gonna get, bro? From what I hear, Empire is going off the air anyway. And at the end of the day, if you cool with Lee Daniels and if you were that integral a part of the cast as you were, don't you think that whatever other projects Lee Daniels might have had in the works coming up, that you might have been a part of that? Because you were such an integral part of Empire. Like, a lot of us sometimes look at our current situations and we don't see beyond what's in front of us right now, not realizing how much can change in a year, how much can change in 6 months if you just keep pressing on. The place that you are right now is not going to be the place that you end up in a year if you do the work. And to me, it looked like he was doing the work. Does that make sense? And let me say something else. You know, for him to make this a whole MAGA-related incident really just does a disservice to all the work that he's done and everything that he said in reference to Donald Trump, because now it gives the Donald something else to come at him about. Okay, so what do I mean by that? Already, I believe Mr. Trump is already tweeting about this. I believe he is. Give me 1 second, y'all, because I got to go through my notes. Okay, yep. President Trump was just tweeting, Jussie Smollett, what about MAGA and the tens of millions of people you insulted with your racist and dangerous comments? Hashtag MAGA. And he referenced something else. It feels like, okay, so this is something that Jussie said during his interview with Robin Roberts, and I gotta touch on this real quick. He said, it feels like if I had said it was a Muslim or a Mexican or someone black, I feel like the doubters would have supported me a lot more. And that says a lot about the place that we are at as a country right now. Then he theorized that he had been targeted because of his vocal criticism against President Trump and the administration, telling Robin Roberts, I come really hard against 45. Okay, so this was part of the interview on ABC that I felt like was cringeworthy to me. Like, because he turned real smug when he said this. And if you really go back and watch the interview, you can see what I'm saying. He got real smug, and he even kind of smirked a bit when he said, oh yeah, I come real hard against, 45. Because I felt like he felt like that was his ace in the hole. Like, oh, this explains exactly why somebody would do this to me. But to me, it just made him seem a little arrogant. You know what I'm saying? Particularly if you are painting yourself as a victim. And another thing I want to ask, as a media professional, and I can say all of this stuff right now because I'm on the YouTube, you know what I'm saying? I feel like this is a good place for you to for me to be my ratchet self, for me to talk about all the things that I want to say that I can't say on television, I can say it here because I can give further explanation and I don't have to worry about being bleeped out. But what I want to say is this. One of the things that he said in his interview when he was talking about not being perceived as weak, my thought at the time was, bro, if you were just jumped, it doesn't really matter about people's perceptions about you. Nobody has a thought that you're weak because you've just been jumped. You were attacked from out of the blue, so nobody expects you to win this thing. You know what I'm saying? And in fact, if you're painting yourself as a victim, it would look better if you did not paint this picture that you were like, yo, and so he punched me, not punched his ass back. Who says that on Good Morning America? Like, who says that on Good Morning America? Who says that to Robin Roberts? I'm trying to understand. Why would you say that to Robin Roberts? Bro. And at the end of the day, and I felt like Robin, you know, what she did was she maintained her composure, which I applaud. I really, really applaud her for that. But I just felt like, bro, like, why would you do this interview right now? Because I felt like it just shed more light on the situation. And again, this is not something Kim Kardashian would have done. Bro, like, I just feel like what you do at that point in time is, if you've really gone through something like this, the fact of the matter is you're probably going to want to, like, just be inside and just feel safe. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think there's anything wrong with that, because I feel like anybody who's been a victim of any type of real crime, that's the thing that you want. You want to feel safe again. And I feel like his actions did not correspond with that of a victim of a hate crime. And the things that he was saying were incongruent with what I feel like somebody who has just been assaulted would be like. So to me, this all makes sense. But we can dissect that all day, and I'm gonna be done with this situation in terms of looking back on that particular part of it. What I will say is this: what I do think that he needs to do now, because the truth is out there, he needs to tackle this head on. As a brand, I feel like he needs to come forward and say, yo, I messed up. This was very wrong of me. You know, I humbly, you know, submit myself to the courts or whatever and get some leniency, because I don't want him to go to jail. I do not think he should be canceled, even though I feel like he scammed everybody. I don't think that he should be canceled. I think that what he needs is some time away. I think that he needs a couple of years away from the spotlight, or to do some type of community activism or something like that to really get him in the mind frame of, yo, like, you're an adult. Why would you do something like this? Like, this is some scandal level shit. You know what I'm saying? So I think that he needs to go to rehab. On Daily Flash the other day, we did an interview with Funky Dineva, Sue Ann Robinson, and Stacey Rose from Ballers. And what we decided was that, yo, like, well, Sue Ann pointed this out. She was like, he needs rehab. And she said it in a joking way, and I didn't get it at first. But then I thought about it, like, let me tell y'all something. All of these celebrities that y'all see, particularly the ones of a fairer complexion, and this is no shade to anybody, but what do they do when they face these types of issues? They check themselves into rehab. They do. Why? Because I think that they have someone in their corner advising them, hey, you know what, you need to remove yourself from all of this whole world of entertainment, this whole world of influencing and brand building and activism and the spotlight, and you need some time away to reflect, and you need to talk to someone who can help you with this issue. And I feel like that's exactly what he needs right now. Now, I am all here for the memes right now, because honestly, like, I get it. Like, he had roped us all in, and he gooped us all. And now, you know, the memes are the payback. You know, the memes are our release with finally knowing exactly what happened in this situation. So I feel like, bro, like, yo, you're getting kind of what you deserve at this moment. I feel like this wasn't a situation where you fell into something bad, where you didn't have another choice. There are always other options in this case, but I do feel like, bro, like, you really, really messed up. Like, you really, really messed up. And in terms of his career on Empire, I would say that this would probably be a game changer in terms of his career on Empire. I don't know, I've heard that the show is going off the air, but I do feel like as a network and as a show in and of itself, and I just feel like they need to probably let him go, and I feel like they need to distance themselves from him, because I do feel like to continue to have him on the show at this point would kind of be to show solidarity with his actions, and I feel like as a network and as a show they can't do that, not at this point in time. So I do think that they're going to have to let him go. I think that would be the best move for them and for him. I think he needs to go away for a while, for a couple of months, maybe about 6 months to a year, and I think he needs to start fresh. I think he needs to go back into acting and doing stage productions, and probably do some stage productions overseas. I feel like he might have some success with that. Maybe get on a tour. Maybe, you know, actually do some activism work to talk about, you know, the impacts of social media and how this whole thing affected him and how he got into this situation in the beginning. I feel like he can turn this negative into a positive, but he has to take some time to do it first. So, you know, we'll see what happens with Jussie. We'll see, you know, hopefully he will not be charged, and hopefully he won't face any jail time. That's my hope for him. I hope that he's able to come back stronger from this in a couple of years, but he does need some time off from the spotlight. He does need to go away for a minute. I do feel like that's the only thing that he can do at this point to save his brand in the future. I think that he needs to not think about what's happening in the present. I think that he needs to focus on how he's going to move forward from this moving forward. And hopefully he still has an agency or a manager that can work with him to secure him some things for afterwards. Maybe even write a book about it, because this is a huge scandal. And I feel like it wouldn't have been so huge had he not taken this to such a national and global scale. But, you know, that's really all that we can do right now, is kind of sit back and watch what happens. And guess what? We will be watching with you. Guys, subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be giving you guys more of my little rants. Things that I can't talk about on television, I can definitely talk about on YouTube. If you got some things that you want me to talk about, I'm going to be testing this channel out right now to see exactly what kind of content I want to talk about, whether it'll be movie reviews, more interviews, how-tos. I think I'm going to start an ASMR channel as well, so you guys will be on the lookout for that, because I like to eat, and you know, what better way to do it than with YouTube, right? Alright, so guys, subscribe to the channel, and we'll have more on this subject and much more tomorrow.